Hi guys, so today's lesson or little talk is going to be about equality. I wrote a letter to our neighborhood HOA and about some children that were leaving bottles on the yard, and I expressed how amazed and grateful I was that parents were sending their children outside to play, and talked about the benefits of making sure that those children are not in front of a TV or in front of video games and stuff all day long, but that we needed to remember in doing the right thing, that part of the right thing is maintaining our space and the cleanliness of it. And I sent that to our Facebook page, and the administrator posted it right away. And I got tons of comments of people saying, that's not fair. We've been trying to get you to put that on Facebook for quite a while. They were raving and shouting about equality. So let me talk to you about equality. If you want equality, that means that you have to do it exactly the same way I do it. If you want to be equal to me, that means that you need to put in the exact same amount of dedication. That means that you need to be prolific with your words. That means that you need to be just as nice about the good stuff that comes from those children playing outside as you are with what was going wrong. If you want equality, if you want the same consequences and the same results, you must do the same amount of work. You must do the same amount of diligence. You must have the same amount of respect. Equality doesn't start at the consequence of your actions. Equality starts at what leads up to the action that gives you the consequences. Do you understand? When you want equality, you have to be willing to do the same amount of work in the exact same way, with the same background and the same amount of good choices, the same amount of whatever it was in that person's background that they did. You don't get the same product if you're stupid and you do it wrong. Right? You are smart enough to understand that. I hope that you have something between your ears that says, if I try to build this wall unit with not wood, but some kind of particle board that's really light, it's not going to hold up the same as if somebody who built it out of real wood with real joints and real, types of workmanship. You're not going to get the same. You can't say, well, I want to get, $5,000 for that unit. Mine looks similar to that person's. It's equal. We should be getting equal pay, right? I made a wall unit. I should be getting equal pay for I should be getting the same as this guy who made it out of real wood, who spent 10 more of his own hours doing it instead of having some machine do it on some kind of particle board. Don't start talking to me about equality if you're telling me that you deserve to make the same amount of pay as someone who has for generations made the same good choices, the same amount of due diligence in their lineage, the same amount of dedication and sacrifice that came with making those decisions, that they had to actually work so hard to get to where they were in society. And you want to come up on the scene after having lived in a hut and having sacrificed absolutely nothing, and you want the same amount of pay and the same amount of respect and the same amount of due diligence when your work product is completely different than the person that's getting paid more than you are. Equality comes with everything that led up to that particular product being made. So don't talk to me about equality, about what you want as a result because you think that you're just as good or you're just as whatever, or that all of that kind of goes. If you send a nasty letter that just sits there and berates these children for being outside and dropping stuff, and you're not praising them for all of the good stuff that they did, no, you're right. It is not going to be put on Facebook. You're not going to have the same treatment. You're not going to have the same respect. You're not going to have any of that. And that's exactly the way it should be. That's called equality. That is true equality when you get ignored because you didn't do it right. That's called equality. That is actually equal.